Okay, so we're through the sewers, and now we just have to go through this last passage, and then our adventures will have begun. Only just begun. Yep, so as you can see, you can go to Wayne and Priory, or you can just begin exploring the world on your own. And you know, this is one of the things why I love this Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion so much. The world is very lovingly handcrafted, and the atmosphere is very it's very breathtaking for me. Hello and welcome back to this Let's Play of Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. This is Fun Gaming Connoisseur, and we're just continuing on from where we left off. So let's go into the sewers. And of course there is third-person view. However, you know, I think during combat I much prefer first-person view. It's much better for me. Oh, all three at the same time. Okay, this is going to be a bit challenging, I think. Okay. And okay, I think that's a bit of a bug there. With the Oscuro Oblivion overhaul, when you equip a torch, yeah. Okay, let me try this again. Okay, there we go. So with the overhaul, when you have a torch equipped and you need to draw your weapon, your torch will actually drop to the ground. So that way, you know, there will still be a light source for you when you go into combat. So that's another improvement that they've made with this overhaul. And of course you can move the bodies. Okay. They're very hard to hit. They're very small. Okay, so cheese wheels, they each give you 3 food units. So once we consume those, we'll get quite a few rations. So it looks like that sewer rat is harmless, so we'll let him be. Live and let live, as the saying goes. Okay, so we're through the sewers, and now we just have to go through this last passage, and then our adventures will have begun. Only just begun. Yep, so as you can see, you can go to Wayne Priory, or you can just begin exploring the world on your own. And you know, this is one of the things why I love this Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion so much. The world is very lovingly handcrafted, and the atmosphere is very it's very breathtaking for me. You know, even though this game, the graphics have, you know, they're 8 years old, but in my opinion, you know, the graphics, you know, are still very good by today's standards, in my opinion. And you know, it really does make this world come alive. So, and look at that butterfly. Unfortunately, in this game, you can't catch them like you can in Skyrim, but you know, just look at the scenery. It's just so majestic. I mean, the developers obviously spent a lot of time crafting this world, so you know, so this is hands down for me. I know the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim has, you know, improved graphics and so forth, but you know, this game still hands down for me is my favorite out of them all. You know, I think it's just the way, you know, it's just the way it feels when you enter the world. And by the way, there is a cave over to that side, but with Oscaro's Oblivion Overhaul installed, the imps that you encounter there are very significantly stronger, and so I wouldn't recommend that you go there unless you're prepared to deal with them, because they can very well likely kill you. And so I want to begin just by going to the Imperial City, even though I don't have to. I can actually just go and explore any direction I want, quite literally. You know, if I want to go into the mountains, I can do that. if I want to just explore the world to that direction, I can do that as well. And so that's why I love Elder Scrolls games. You know, they just give you that sense of freedom to do whatever you want anytime. You know, even though there is a directed main quest, you do not have to follow that quest at all. In fact, you can go and pursue the many side quests that are available in this game. And you know, for me, that's part of the appeal of the Elder Scrolls games. You know, they give you that freedom to do whatever you want, and you're not forced to, you know, go in any particular direction. So let's just go to the Imperial City and sell the loot that we gathered from the sewers.
I'm only asking for a single coin.
Yeah, there are beggars in this game. And
greetings. Have you ever shopped at Edgar's discount spells?
There are some
and one thing that I'll point out with the
spells are one.
Oscaros Oblivion Overhaul
I've heard others
is
say the same.
So long.
the guards, their armor in the guards that are in Imperial City. You'll notice that their armor is shinier and, you know, less brittle, and, you know, looks newer. And that's just to simulate the fact that they're in the Imperial City most of the time, so, you know, they don't, you know, their armor is not subject to, you know, it's not exposed to the wind, rain and elements as much, and they don't face that many battles compared to the Imperial guards that are out in the wilderness patrolling. You know, the armor will be, you know, later on when I encounter them in the wilderness, you'll notice that their armor is significantly more degraded. And so that's just another thing that you'll notice with the Oscaros Oblivion Overhaul. So now we're in the Thorinir's shop. That's his shop is called Copious Coin Purse. And it says something, the shop where your purse is just as full after you buy. That's a pretty nice phrase for your shop. So let's talk to him.
What kind of deal can I make for you today? May I interest you in some of my fine wares?
And we can haggle with Thorinir, as with any other merchant in this game. So let's raise this to... yeah, I don't know whether he'll accept 55%. I'll just give it a try. And yes, he does.
That's more than I'd usually pay.
So we'll sell one and we'll keep the other, and we'll get rid of the... and that's another thing, in the stock game, you know, the Manila game, you don't get this, I don't think you'll get this rough leather shield. This is something that Oscaros Oblivion Overhaul actually introduces. It introduces, you know, the more worn versions of the same armor. So I'm going to sell this one.
An excellent bargain. That seems a fair price. That seems a fair price. A fine transaction.
Okay.
Another satisfied customer.
You bet I am. Yeah, this guy actually has a quest later on. Can't remember the exact details, but this guy, he actually undercuts a lot of the merchants in the city. So what he does is he sells his stuff at very low prices, and he actually causes all the other merchants to lose business, and so the other merchants are becoming very unhappy with him. So they actually form a a council to stop him, to sort of like remove him from disrupting the economy. So there is a quest later on, but that'll be later. Let's just ask him about Imperial City.
I have the best prices in town. Why? I'm smart, and you're smart. We know the right people, we get the best deals. I understand old Dovin Aaron can still teach a bit about alteration.
Dovin Aaron, okay.
Goodbye. Please, come again.
And yes, we will come again later on. Yeah, this is the merchant that, it's a good place to sell your stuff earlier on, because he actually buys, pretty much anything that you can sell, that you want to sell. Whereas the other merchants, like let's say the swordsmith, like let's say the armorer or something like that, they'll only buy, items that are, related to what their business is. So let's say you go to the armorer, they will only buy things like weapons or armor. But here, Thorinir's shop, he will actually buy pretty much anything that you can loot in this world. Pretty much anything, I think. And so, alright, so, our ventures have only just begun. And so, just check the time. It's only 10 AM. So the day is still young. So what I need to do first is go to... Actually, I need to go to the... Is this the armorer? Oh, that's the weapons shop. I want to find an armorer. A place that sells armor.
How do you do?
The best defense. Okay, so this guy here sells light armor, so things like leather and chainmail.
The best defense. That's me, Morrow Rufus. Light armor. The very best.
Okay.
Have a look around. You won't find better prices in all Tamriel.
Okay, I'm thinking I can... So leave it at 55%. And we'll buy... Mithril Shield. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I do want to get this shield here, because it is a lot better than my my leather shield. So let's just sell this. Let's see how... Okay, so it gives 5 protection. compared to my Okay, so let's get a mithril shield. And it's light armor as well, which is great. Okay.
Thank you. Come again. For the right price, I can make anything good as new. Farewell.
Wow, look at that shield. Looks pretty good. I do like the look of it. So later on, I'm pretty sure we can upgrade our light armor as well. Do something better. Yeah, I think it's time we prepare more rations, so let's eat the cheese wheel. Well, actually not eat it, but, you know, turn it into proper rations that we can eat. Yeah, we'll keep this for later on when we use alchemy. And this guy here sells heavy armor, but for some reason he doesn't like me very much. Or, you know, if you're an Imperial, I think he doesn't like you a lot. Maybe because he's a different race. I don't know, but
I'm Bernardo. I handle the heavy armor at the best defense. I'm also an advanced trainer in heavy armor, so I know what I'm talking about.
yeah, see, look at his facial expression. So I think, you know, in this game, actually let me just check the disposition.
Have a look at my wares. I'm sure there's something to suit you.
Yeah, I think it's because of his disposition. It's 31. Whereas the other guy, I think he's an Imperial as well, so his disposition towards me is higher.
Bye.
So, you know, if the guy likes you more, you can actually haggle and get a better deal from him. But if he doesn't like you, then it'll be very hard for you to get a good deal from him. So it does affect the economy. It affects the prices that you get. Okay, so as I mentioned, we can now pretty much go anywhere and do whatever we want now. And another thing with Oscaro's Oblivion Overhaul is that all the markers that, you know, that are probably there on the map in the vanilla version of Oblivion, they've been removed so as to create the need for you to go and discover the place before the markers will appear. And I guess that, you know, it's also for realism. So that's why I use Oscaro's Oblivion Overhaul. You know, it does change the game in very subtle ways. Okay. And beautiful world. And I'll just show you one more thing before I end this chapter. I'm actually going to call it chapters instead of episodes. I feel that it just gives it more like a immersion. Yeah, so as you can see, the Imperial legionaries that are out on the streets, you know, their armor is more worn.
What do you want? I can't make up my mind about the prophet in Anvil. Is he truly a holy man, or just a lunatic exploiting the tragedy at the Chapel of Debella?
Farewell.
So, you know, their armor looks more worn, and so it's a nice, you know, subtle change to, you know, improve the atmosphere, I guess, in small ways. And, you know, some of you might be wondering why I didn't, you know, choose a custom class. You know, I didn't customize my class. You know, in the past when I played the rogue, you know, I found that the rogue fitted me very well in terms of the skills that I wanted. So, you know, in that regard, I felt that there was no need to, you know, create a custom class. And so, like I mentioned, with the Vim and Vigor overhaul, you know, there is a need to drink in this game, in this version, using that mod. And so, and you're given, let me just show you. So you do have water skins that will go from full to empty eventually, like this one. So when you have empty water skins, what you need to do is come to a water, you know, like a well or a source of water, and then activate it. There we go. So we've refilled 3 water skins. So it's a nice, you know, feature that they've added in this using the Oscaros Oblivion overhaul. So I'll try and make my way to Coral, but you know, there is a ruin here, and there's an Imperial guard. So something must have happened here. Maybe there was a monster. Okay, starting to feel hungry. Let's eat something. Okay, find a place to sleep. It's a bit too early to sleep. Fort Nickel, and there is an abandoned, well, not abandoned, but it's like a little place where you can sleep if you need to. Okay. And the rain barrel here, so you can refill your water skins here as well, and you can actually sleep here, but it's still very early, 11, 15, 16 AM. And you probably notice that, you know, when you open a container, it actually changes, and that's part of the Oscaros Oblivion overhaul as well. So there's a lot of things that are changed or improved. And there's a little dungeon here where you can explore, but the monsters inside that ruin will be very powerful, or most of them anyway. Venison. So I think we might just go to Coral. And I think I'll do that in the next chapter, so let's just try and find a good place to... There. Yeah, very nice. The scenery is very breathtaking, like I mentioned. So thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next chapter. This is Fine Gaming Connoisseur. Please do remember to like, comment, subscribe and share. Thanks for watching. Take care.